So the whole emphasis of squirrel monitoring is to protect and foster our native red squirrels. The red squirrel is a native animal of the British Isles. The grey squirrel is not. The grey squirrel was imported from America in the late 1800s. They're an invasive species. They compete directly for resources. They can carry squirrel pox virus, which is fatal to red squirrels. The red squirrels really struggle to coexist with grey squirrels in the area. So in the long term, possibly changes in forestry practice to favour areas for reds against greys and other land management changes could help red squirrels to return to areas where they haven't been for many years. There's also research ongoing to try and develop an oral contraceptive that is specific to grey squirrels or can be delivered to grey squirrels and not to reds. That is work that's ongoing with some success, but in the meantime, if we're going to keep our red squirrels in the north of England, then we're going to have to work at making them safe from the grey squirrels. And the bottom line of that is that culling does occur and will need to continue to occur of grey squirrels. We've seen a lot of success in the northeast of England, certainly in the last season or two, where grey squirrel removal has actually really favoured the reds, and the reds have started to recolonise areas where they haven't been for many years. This woodland I'm in now at the moment, this woodland had grey squirrels in it. We've not seen a grey squirrel in here for quite some time. The reds are recovering here, but only after they had a big dip because of squirrel pox virus, which killed most of the red squirrels in here. When I used to come into this wood many years ago, it was full of red squirrels, but many of them died due to pox. So controlling the greys here has brought the reds back, and such is the case in a lot of woodlands. Culling is an emotive subject. Culling any animal, and particularly culling squirrels, this is something that nobody takes on lightly. There are a minority of people in the squirrel world who do this. Most people are more interested in monitoring them. But if culling is necessary, then it has to be done in as humane a way as possible. And people who cull squirrels are trained to do it in that way. We set traps to catch the greys, and then they're culled. The traps are visited twice daily. And that's a requirement. If we catch red squirrels, which we do on occasions, they're obviously released, as is any other organism, any other animal that's caught. Occasionally though, or when we catch a grey squirrel, if we catch a grey squirrel, then I'm afraid it is illegal to release a grey squirrel into the wild under the Wildlife and Countryside Act. And so that squirrel does have to be killed, does have to be culled, and that's done in as humane a way as we can. Our red squirrels are definitely under threat. There's no doubt about that. Our red squirrels will be driven out of the north of England without grey control. So part of that is monitoring and part of that is control. And I would encourage anybody who feels they want to get involved with the monitoring of red and grey squirrels in the north of England, and we will put up some web pages on here that you can get in touch with to find who your local squirrel group is and who you'd report reds and greys to. This is a typical trap that we'd use to catch squirrels with. It's not exclusively a squirrel trap. This is about the same size and shape as we'd use to catch mink or any smallish mammal like that. Basically it works like this. The front end here I can open, there's a door there, and there's a little metal rod here that I can pull forward to keep that door open. I would then put bait in this trap, food in this trap, and if the animal was to tread on this treadle at the back of it, then the trap would go off and the animal is now trapped in the trap. These traps are made with covers on to give the animal some protection, and the trap would be visited, as I said, at least twice a day to see if there's an animal in there. and it would be dealt with either culled if it was a grey squirrel or released. We report all the squirrels that get in these traps to to Red Squirrels Northern England on a monthly basis, and we also record where the traps are set by GPS, which is a good idea because that gives us a very accurate location of where the animals are, and we can see if there are particular hotspots.